Hey guys, welcome back to Yoga with Waeza. I know that it's been a while since I've done a yoga video. I kind of just got busy with some other things and just took some time for myself, but I hope you guys are all doing really well and are keeping healthy, keeping active, and just really taking care of your well-being at this time. So just to shout, before we get started, just a shout out to my cousin Basma. Hi Basma, if you're watching. Just wanted to say thanks a lot to you for encouraging me to do another yoga video. I know that you mentioned that you really enjoyed some of the other ones. So yeah, I think that was kind of what spurred me to continue. So Basma, hi if you're there, and thanks again. So let's get started. Today's theme is going to be around the concept of freedom and fluidity. So the ways that we as individuals can really exert a sense of freedom, especially when it comes to our own identities and what that might mean for us in our own lives. So let's get started. We're actually going to be starting in a cross-legged position. So I'm actually going to be facing perpendicular to my mat, but I recommend that you kind of sit like this because that way you can make use of the full space in front of you. And just bring your hands at a comfortable place and just sit in an easy cross-legged position. And just begin to close the eyes and just tune into the breath. Watch as the breath moves in through the nose, makes its way down into the chest, floating all the way down into the belly, and reaching every crevice and empty space within the body. And just see if you can take what I would call a 3D breath. So as you breathe in, let the exhale infuse both the front and the back body as it enters inside. And just watch the quality of the breath. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Just observe. The breath feels like inside the body. Trace the journey of the breath as it moves through your body. So as usual, we'll be moving through what I call and what many others. So today, as usual, we'll be moving through a moving meditation where we will use our breath to guide us into various asanas or postures. And so long as we remember to breathe, we're doing everything perfectly. So begin to even out the breath a bit for an even count of inhales and exhales. So I will lead you through a few of these together and then you can take it at your own pace. Inhale for a count of 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. So continue to do this, and if you feel the need to increase the count or decrease the count, feel free to do that. Do what works best for you. Gently begin to flutter open the eyes, and we'll get started on the moving part of our practice. So let's begin by keeping our palms on our knees, and we're going to do a seated cat-cow. So on the inhale, so we're still in the same position, we're going to do a seated cat-cow. So on the inhale, chest comes forward. On the exhale, to cat. So on the inhale, to cow, so chest lifts up. On the exhale, navel to spine. And feel free to exaggerate the breath. I feel like that's something I like doing. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat. So do this about 5 or 6 times more. And now come back into a neutral spine, and we're actually going to do the opposite now. So we're going to do inhale to cat. So we're going to do a bit of a reversal now. So we're going to now reverse the breath. So we're going to do inhale to cow. So we're going to do inhale to cat, exhale to cow. So do this a few more times at your own pace, maybe another 3-4 times. And then when you're ready, come back into that neutral seated position. And we're going to do a bit of lateral seated stretching. So we're going to cross our left palm to our right knee. We'll bring that right hand back. And we'll do the same thing. So this time, let's stick to so we're going to do the same thing, but laterally. So on the inhale, we move to cow, lift the chest up, exhale to seated cow. On the exhale, cat. Let's do this a few more times at your own pace. Inhale to cow, exhale to cat. And now just reverse the movement. So exhale to cow, inhale to cat. So come back into that neutral position. Now cross the right palm to the left knee. Bring that right hand back, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So for the first few, we'll do inhale to cow, chest lifts, exhale to cat, navel to spine. So let's do a few more rounds of the seated lateral, what I call seated lateral cat-cow. Now just reverse the breath movement. So on the inhale to cat, exhale to cow. So come back into a neutral position, and I assume that you are facing more parallel to the mat. So now we're going to come back to that neutral position. And we're actually going to uncross the legs, so place the soles of the feet onto the ground, grab onto the knees, and we're going to just roll on our mat a few times. And then come into, with that momentum, come into a forward fold. And just let yourself, so feet are about hips distance apart, our palms can be on our mat. And just breathe here for a few breaths. Knees can be slightly bent. And just allow yourself to sway a little bit. Sway from right to left in this forward fold. Take any kind of movement that feels good. Imagine that you're like a willow tree. Just take the time to sway. And when you're ready, just bring the palms back down and gently curl up all the way up into a mountain pose. So our feet can now be touching. Toes and our heels are touching, or there can be a little bit of a distance as well. Our palms can be facing in towards the body. Our tailbone is lengthening down as our chest lifts up. Just gently close the eyes and just tune into the breath once more. In this stabilizing posture, mountain pose, Tadasana. So feet are rooted into the ground, we're lengthening up, so there's that sensation of rootedness and lengthening up that we'll be carrying with us throughout our practice. Let's take a few more breaths here. Feel free to set an intention for your practice. In terms of how you'd like to feel, whether it's within the practice or outside of the mat in your personal lives. And we're just going to prepare to go into a few rounds of sun salutation. So flutter open the eyes. On the inhale, lift the arms up, look up, gentle back bend. On the exhale, we fold forward. On the inhale, we move to flat back. On the exhale, lunge the right leg back, drop the back knee. On the inhale, lift the arms up, look up. We're feeling that scissoring action. The right hip is drawing forward, the left hip is drawing back. Deep breath here. Exhale, bring the palms down. Front leg joins the back to plank. Deep inhale here. Exhale. Knees, chest, chin, come down to the mat. Inhale to baby cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. Let's stay a few breaths in downward facing dog. Our hands are spread wide evenly onto the mat. Tailbone is lengthening up. Few deep breaths here. Our shoulders are spread wide. Our inner elbows are rotating down. Take a few more deep breaths here. On the exhale, bring your feet in between the hands. On the inhale to flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Deep inhale here, exhale, lunge the left leg back, drop the back knee. On the inhale, lift the arms up, look up, feeling that scissoring action, this time with the left hip drawing forward, right hip drawing back for a sense of stability at the same time. Deep inhale here, exhale, palms come down to mat. Bring that right leg to join the back to plank. So in plank, our shoulders and wrists are aligned. Belly is hugging in towards the navel. Deep inhale here, exhale, knees, chest, chin, come down to the mat. Inhale to baby cobra. For a gentle back bend, exhale, downward facing dog. So we're gonna go again. Let's hold again here for a few breaths. In downward facing dog. So on the next exhale, Bring our feet in between the hands. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, reach up, look up, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold forward. This time, lunge the right leg back, drop the back knee. Inhale, reach the arms up, keeping that stability in our core. Deep inhale here, exhale, palms to mat. Front leg joins the back to plank. Deep inhale here, exhale, knees, chest, chin, come down to the mat. Inhale to baby cobra. Exhale, hips to heels, downward facing dog. A few breaths in downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out the feet. Deep inhale here, exhale, feet come in between the hands. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up, look up. Gentle back bend. Exhale, fold forward. This time, left leg lunges back. We drop the back knee. Lift the arms up using the strength of our core. Deep inhale here. Exhale, palms to mat. Front leg joins the back to plank. Deep inhale in plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, come down to the mat. Inhale to baby cobra. Exhale, hips to heels, downward facing dog. So let's stay in downward facing dog for a few breaths. And this time in downward facing dog, just feel free to take some fluid movements. So one thing I like to do is lift the left heel and then the right. So for me, like in my own body, it's actually difficult for me to put my heels all the way down. Some people can do that. So maybe you can do that, maybe you can't. It doesn't really matter. Everyone's body is different. But take any kind of fluid movements that feel good. Anything really works here while you're in downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet, swaying your hips from side to side. Maybe moving the head right to left. So do this a few more times. Take another deep inhale. So come back to that stable, that static downward facing dog. So deep inhale here. Exhale, bring the right leg to the right wrist. Drop the back knee. Bring the arms up. And this time let's open up towards the right side. Deep inhale here. Now dance it back. Take your left hand up and over. Cartwheel the hands back. Come back into downward facing dog. And we'll go on to the other side. Deep inhale here. Exhale, bring the left. Deep inhale here. Bring the left leg to the left wrist. Drop the back knee. Come up with the arms. And open up to the left side. Deep breath in here. Exhale, dance it back. Cartwheel now, cartwheel the hands back. Right leg joins back to plank. Deep inhale here. On the exhale, knees, chest, chin, come down to the mat. Inhale to baby cobra. Exhale to child's pose. So let's stay in child's pose for a few breaths. And just watch if the quality of your breath has changed in any way as we've gone through those movements. Take a few more breaths here. And then when you're ready, please lift the hips up into a downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're going to step the right foot in between our hands, pivot the back foot down, and cartwheel up into a warrior two. So in warrior two, the classic cue is that there's heel to heel alignment. Our front foot is bent just in line with our ankles. We still want to be able to see that front toe. Our hands are energized. Our front hand is pointing forward, back hand is pointing back. And there's an external rotation in the hips. And see if you can begin to lift the inner arches of both feet for a little bit more of an activation. So inner arches of the front and back foot. Let's take 3 more breaths in Warrior Two. And on the exhale, straighten that front leg and then reverse it back. So reverse the arm back. And then bring the right elbow to the left thigh, rebend that front knee, and bring that left arm up and over to side ankle pose. Let's stay here for about 3 breaths. So we're opening our chest, our chest is revolved open, and we're using the strength of our core as much as possible to keep ourselves up. On the next inhale, come up. And this time just pivot that right foot in. So your right and left foot are now parallel and facing forward. And we're just going to take some fluid movements in any way that feels good. So imagine that you're under this massive net, almost like a huge fish net, and try to see if you can make some fluid movements. So we'll keep our feet static and rooted into the ground, and we'll just take some fluid movements with our body in any way that feels good. Try to see if you can make use of the space all around that imaginary net. You can make swimming motions, maybe twist back and forth like seaweed. Just enjoy the freedom of whatever your body is asking for. Then when you're ready, gently slow down the movements. Come back into a static posture. So let's bring our hands to our hips. Elbows can be pointing back. On an inhale, we lift the chest, lengthen up. On the exhale, we fold forward. Hands can come down, facing under our nose if possible. Let's just stay in forward fold for a while. So we're again lengthening and rooting as we fold forward. A few breaths here. Let's take 3 breaths here on our own. And when you're ready, bring your palms to your hips and use the strength of your core to guide you back up. And now we're simply going to pivot to the other side of our mat. Let's come into that Warrior Two on the other side. So this time our left leg is in line with our ankle. We still should be able to see that front toe. Hands are energized. Right hand back, left hand forward. Tailbone is still lengthening down. And see if you can begin to lift the inner arches of both the front and the back foot. Ever so slightly for a bit more of an external rotation outward. Deep inhale here. Let's do this for another 2 counts, 2 breaths. Gaze towards that front middle finger. And on the next inhale, straighten that front leg, bring the hands up. Deep breath here. On the exhale, let's push out, bend that front elbow so the front elbow is grazing towards our front knee. Back hand reaching up and over for side angle pose. So we're using the strength of our core to keep the lift as our chest is revolved open. Just stay here for a few breaths in side angle pose. If you can, feel free to also let the palm rest. And if you want more of a challenge, you can even imagine that there's like imaginary beach ball that you're trying to hold, so you're using the strength of your core to keep you up. 2 more breaths here. On the next exhale, come back up and bring those toes in, and we're going to do that fluid movement again, imagining that there's a net around us. And this time, instead of keeping our feet parallel, we're actually going to pivot the toes out. So like almost like if we were going to go into a goddess pose, but keep the positioning of the feet a little bit out. And if you need to, feel free to inch in the feet a bit, whatever feels comfortable. And just do those fluid movements, imagining that massive fishnet that you were moving and dancing within. Sometimes I also like to do lateral movements with my arms in this posture. Take any kind of movement that feels good. And when you're ready, just shake out the hands. Bring in the feet a little bit if they were too far out. We're gonna go into a goddess pose. So in goddess, just bend your knees. So if they're still so now they're bent a little bit towards the side. Bring your hands in cactus pose. Take a deep inhale here. And just stay in this posture for a while. So our tailbone is still lengthening down, so we might feel a bit of a glute stretch. There's an external rotation outwards. See if you can bring the back body back a bit. It's a bit hard, but see if you can try. And if not, it's okay. So now we're going to open up the arms, up and straighten the leg. And on the exhale, we push the energy out and bend the legs. Inhale, straighten, look up, exhale, bend. So just do this a few more times. Inhale, straighten, exhale, bend. Inhale, up towards the sky, exhale, push the energy, draw the energy in. Inhale, straighten, exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten, exhale, bend. One more time, inhale, straighten, exhale, bend. And this time, shuffle the feet in until you are facing all the way straight in a mountain pose. And just now, let your legs go. So I know we've been keeping our legs kind of static. So just feel free to move the legs. One thing I like to do is just bend the knees in. And just like the same fluid movement, make use of your whole mat. And just take any kind of movements on your mat, using your legs this time. Feeling how free your legs can be. So just do that a few times. This time, imagine that the net is not only on your upper body, but there's almost like this vortex all around your mat that you can use to take any kind of fluid movements. And when you're ready, just shake it all out and come back into a mountain pose. Take a deep breath here. Lift the arms up, exhale, fold, and then come down to a hero position. So we're now sitting on our heels, and we're just gonna breathe here. Take a few breaths here. then let's come up onto our knees, and we're going to spread our arms out, and we're going to shift that right foot straight out into a gate posture, and we're going to begin to shift laterally towards the left side. And then go the other way. And use your breath to guide each of the movements. It might be different for everyone, but try to use your breath to guide the movement. So let's do a few more times on this side. And then when you're ready, come back into that gate posture. Bring that left knee to meet the right, and we'll go on the other side. So this time we'll now straighten that right leg out, and we'll laterally bend towards the left side, and then the right. So do this a few times, using the breath, being mindful of the breath all the while, making these movements. And see if you can keep a bit of stability by drawing that right thigh in, rotating it slightly in to keep our hips slightly squared. And then when you're ready, come back into that gate posture and bring the right knee to join the left knee. Come into a seated position. Take a few breaths here. And then gently make your way onto your back. And bend the feet in towards you, so your fingers should be gently be able to graze your heels. So your feet are now bent, the soles of the feet are planted onto the mat, and your knees are bent. And your fingers should gently be able to graze the back of your heels. And we're just going to do a simple bridge. See if you can lift as high as possible, rooting into the feet, lifting the hips up. Take a few breaths here, see if you can lift higher. And on an exhale, bring your back down onto the mat. And we're going to end with a twist before we go into Shavasana with a guided meditation. So knock your knees in. So you spread out your legs a little bit onto the mat so they're at the sides of your mat, and then knock your knees in. Bring your hands into a cactus kind of shape. And let's do like a mobile twist. So we're going to slosh to the right and look to the left and just hold for a few breaths. Feel free to move the head from side to side a bit. I always like doing that. And then slosh the other way. So slosh to the left and look towards the right. Just feel free to move your head from side to side a little bit. And just do this a few more times at your own pace. You can feel free to speed it up or slow it down, whatever works. This is your practice. But just slosh from side to side as you look the opposite way. And then when you're ready, just come into a Shavasana. And I will lead you through a guided meditation. So begin to gently close the eyes. Let your scalp drop into the mat, become heavy and relaxed. unfurl the creases if they are. So let your scalp drop, become heavy into the mat, relax down. Unfurl your eyebrows, bring gentleness into the forehead, and wrinkle the forehead. Slacken the jaw, relax the jaw. Drop the shoulders down. Bring gentleness into the fingertips. Soften the fingertips. Relax the thighs. Relax the calves. Bring lightness into the toes and all fingers of the toes. And just watch the breath. Notice what it's like. Has it become deeper? Is it shallow? Is it fast? Is it fast? Is it slow? So we're now letting go of any kind of controlled breathing and we're simply just observing the breath. Continue to watch the breath as it fluidly, flowingly moves into all the spaces within the body, gently caressing you. Now imagine that you are on a luxurious raft in the middle of the ocean. So one that is very comfortable and with plush pillows and a nice breeze, and you're just floating in the ocean on this very comfortable and soothing raft. All your cares and worries are drifting out of you and into the ocean. And you feel sublimely connected to the movement of the waves and the soothing ocean breeze, ocean waves, and the sounds of the ocean. Continue to let the waves soothe and caress all your cares and worries away, while I read you a poem from, this time, Rumi's book called The Glance. And the poem is called You Are As You Are. Yesterday, you made a promise. Today, you broke it. Yesterday. Bistami's dance, today, dregs, thrown out in pieces, and at the same time, a perfect glass, filled with sunlight, give up on figuring the appearances, the dressing in green like a Sufi. You don't resemble anyone. You're not the bride or the groom. You don't fit in a house with a family. You've left the closed-in corner, where you lived. Domestic animals get ridden to work, not you. You are as you are. An indescribable message coming on the air. Every word you say, medicine. But not yet. Stay quiet and still. So this is a very lovely poem about what I think is about the fluidity of the self and self-identity. I think oftentimes we can almost feel like we need to pigeonhole ourselves into a specific identity, a specific personality, and that can often be conditioned by what society has told us, what the people around us have assumed we are, but our identities, I think, are really fluid and evolving, and I think recognizing the freedom to really be as we are, whatever that may mean, even if that doesn't necessarily fit into the ideas of what others may think or what we may even think of ourselves, it's okay. And I think there's a lot of freedom and beauty in just allowing ourselves to change and evolve and grow and escape the prison of what I would say is pre-ascribed notions of what we are. So thank you so much for coming and joining in. Thank you so much for joining in this practice with me. I'll let you continue to rest in Shavasana for as long as you need. Thank you. Namaste.